Hey everyone! This screencast is going to show you how to complete your illustrated glossary for week 4 for 6th grade social studies. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is open up your internet browser and go to Google, and you're going to want to go to your Google Drive. Now, you can do this same thing. You can create this if you have Microsoft Office and you have a PowerPoint program on your computer. You can use that. If you have downloaded basically the free version of Microsoft Office, which is LibreOffice, you can complete it that way as well. But if you're going to use Google Drive, this is how you do it. So once you access your drive, the next thing you need to do is go ahead and hit Create. So you're going to click Create, and then you get a list of options. And for this assignment, you're going to want to select Presentation. So once I choose that, I get a new slideshow. I'm also given the opportunity to choose a theme if I want. So themes are always fun. So let's go ahead and we will click Biz, and then you just hit OK. And so now your theme is there. So the next step is to make sure that you name your presentation. Again, this makes it easier to find files in your Google Drive should you need to go back to them later on. So maybe you want to call it Social Studies 6, Week 4, Glossary, and then your name so that it's attached there. All right, so click OK, and now you can see the name has changed up here. Remember, the cool thing about Google is that everything that you do is automatically saved anytime you make a change. So nothing is ever lost. If your computer were to randomly shut down or you lose service with your internet connection, everything's going to be there when you log back in. So that's pretty awesome. So the first thing you're going to do is give it a title. So this is our illustrated glossary. And again, you could put your name at the bottom there. All right, so that's how I have my first slide. Now what I need to do is add another slide. So you're going to look for this little plus sign up here that says New Slide. Now if you click that, it's just going to give you another slide just like your title slide. But for our interior slides, we don't necessarily want to use a title slide. So you'll see there's a little drop-down menu that lets you pick what kind of layout you want. So you can pick whichever one you want. Probably the easiest one to work with is to do title and body. All right. So then if you guys read through the assignment instructions, you'll remember that you have a list of terms that you need to include in your glossary. One of those terms is weather. All right. So I'm going to type that term at the top in the title box. And now I can type the definition here, because remember, there's a few things that you need to do. So the first thing that we need to do is include the definition. So I can type that there, and then the best thing, rather than copying and pasting a definition, because that doesn't show me whether or not you actually understand the term, I would prefer that you try to define it in your own way. So maybe a simple way to define weather would be what it is like outside at a given time in a given place. All right, so that's my definition. The other thing that I need to do is include an example of how this weather term affects people. All right, so you might want to say something like weather affects what people can do outside, what they wear, if it is safe to travel. Okay, so you can put whatever you want. So those are just a few examples. Now the other thing that I need to do is include a picture, because this is an illustrated glossary, which means that I need to have images as well. Now notice that you have these little squares which allow you to resize your text box. So if this is the only writing that you're going to have, a good idea might be to just shrink this up, and then that gives you the rest of this area to work with for images. So the easiest thing to do is to go to Google, and here's my Google search page, and what I'm going to do is switch to images up here at the top. So this is going to allow me to search for pictures. All right, so I want to pick weather, and you'll see there's all sorts of pictures that come up, right? Some scary ones, some interesting things that are here. There's a way for you to search for certain types. One thing that you can do is just put clip art in your search, and then you get all kind of animated type things. Or under search tools, you can search by size of picture, color, type is a popular one. If you want to do clip art, you can search for it here, or you can say line drawing or animated. So you can put that there. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and use this picture. This one's going to actually take a while to load in Google because it's really, really big. So let's see if I can find something a little bit smaller. I'm going to go back. This one should be okay. So what I'm doing is I'm right-clicking on the picture. And if you're on your laptop and you don't have a mouse, to do that you typically just hit Control-click. And right here I'm going to select where it says Copy Image. All right, so now it's copied. I'm going to go back to my presentation that I'm making. I'm going to click on the screen and I'm going to select Paste. And again, that's a right-click, which would be a Control-click for you guys. All right, so you can see it's creating the image and it's putting it on my slide. Well, I don't want it over my text, so I better move it. All right, I'll drop it down here to the middle, and I'll make it a little bit smaller just so it fits better. Now, in this notes part here is where I can give credit for my source, because I need to know as the teacher where you guys are getting your images from. All right. So if it happened to be a picture that you took or a picture that you drew, you would just type that down here in the notes part. However, this is something that we got off the internet, and we can't just put Google search because that's not a source, that's a search engine. So what I want to do is go back to this picture, and again, I am going to right-click on it, and I can copy the image URL. All right, so this tells me exactly where I can go to find the same picture on the internet. So I've copied that. I'm going to go back to my glossary. I'm going to right-click again in the notes section, and I'm going to click paste. And so here now is the website for this image. That's the image URL. All right, and again, look, all my changes have been saved. And so now I'm ready to move on to my next term. So to do that, because I want to keep this same slide layout, I'm just going to click the plus button. All right, and then another term that we have is climate, and so you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to do the definition, you're going to do how it affects humans, then you're going to have your picture, you're going to put your image URL in the notes, and you're all set. And so that's how you're going to keep going through and building your illustrated glossary. So hopefully you found this to be helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. That's it. Thanks, everybody.